Well, you might remember the city of Fayetteville passed Ordinance 6800, which would cap rental application and background check fees to no more than $40. However, after review from Attorney General Tim Griffin and Fayetteville City Attorney Kit Williams, they deemed the ordinance would likely violate the section of Arkansas State Code that says a municipality can't, quote, regulate prices for goods, rentals, or services sold within a city. Council member Sarah Moore says the next city council meeting is the third reading of the potential ordinance repeal, and the council will have to make a decision on it. Now, if the ordinance is not repealed, it will go into effect at the end of March, but as a result, the city could get sued. However, Moore is continuing her efforts to try and alleviate the housing crisis in Fayetteville with a new proposed ordinance that would require landlords or property owners to disclose all rental fees and potential costs to tenants up front. Fox 24's Casey Smith spoke with Moore today to learn more about the ordinance. But Casey, with Ordinance 6800 likely violating state code, are there any concerns that this one could as well?
Yeah, Josh, City Attorney Kit Williams says that he's still going through the ordinance to make sure that it's legally in the clear. But right now, he says the biggest concern lies in what's known as, quote, compelled speech.
The city of Fayetteville is taking another crack at passing an ordinance related to rental fees and costs.
60% of the Fayetteville population rents, and they had expressed that every time that they had to change rentals, which oftentimes is each year, there was significant burden because people had to apply to a multitude of properties at once, which all charged application and background check fees.
An ordinance that was passed to cap rental fees in Fayetteville is now in the process of being repealed because it likely violates Arkansas State Code. However, this new proposal, which is called Truth In Leasing Ordinance and is sponsored by Fayetteville City Council member Sarah Moore, would require landlords or property owners to disclose every cost that could be charged to a potential new tenant, including but not limited to rent, the security deposit, application and background check fees, maintenance, pet, parking, and late fees, as well as utility costs.
Whenever we are providing, all the monthly recurring charges up front, as well as any additional, charges that might exist at the property, I think that it removes a lot of ambiguity.
Fayetteville City Attorney Kit Williams says he's still reviewing the ordinance to make sure it's legal, adding the one area that could be of concern is compelled speech.
Compelled speech, when the government says to a private entity, you must put this on your product, which happens all the time. You go to the grocery store, you'll see a lot of compelled speech showing the food qualities, the calories, the fats, sugars and stuff like that in food products.
Williams also points out with the potential for landlords having to list out every single cost, there are logistical kinks that the city council still has to iron out.
If you're advertising on an electronic forum that a lot of renters do now, that probably gives the landlord more free bandwidth to put that information in, as opposed if they were having to pay for an advertisement in a newspaper, so that lists more and more and more.
Moore believes the Truth in Leasing ordinance will help potential renters with their budgets during their hunt for housing.
They get to make a decision about, I only have $100 extra this month that I can eke out of my budget, and these application fees are $50 each. I need to apply for multiple properties, right?
With this being just one step,
we have many more ordinances to do. We have, many more things to put in place
in trying to tackle the housing crisis in Fayetteville.
And Moore tells me that the Truth in Leasing ordinance will be up for first reading at next Tuesday's City Council meeting. She says if you'd like to ask questions or get feedback on the ordinance, you can contact her or any of the council members at the information listed on the Fayetteville website. And we'll be sure to include a link over on our website, fox24news.tv. Reporting in studio, Casey Smith, Fox 24 News.